Hello everybody, welcome to the Daily Horizon View. The date today is the 13th of the 6th, 2019, and we are looking at the ASX exchange traded funds, and this is our top fives, checking out the ups and downs and sideways and the movements in the markets. Our spotlight today is on REIT, that's the VanEck Vectors FTSE International Property Hedged ETF. Stick around for that one right at the end. It's quite a new ETF, worth having a look at, I think. Let's crack on into it. We are here to crack your financial sky. We want to give you information and demystify the world of finances. Looking at our top 5 percentage rises for the day, we saw UBU, REIT, which is our spotlight, so stick around for that one. VISM, GDX, and Cure. So UBU, this one's been popping up quite regularly recently over the last few weeks. That is the UBS IQ MSCI USA Ethical ETF, and that one aims to replicate the performance of the MSCI USA X Tobacco X Controversial Weapons Index. Quite a small ETF, this one, roughly $7.7 million market cap. You'll get a small dividend of 1.8%. We saw a rise today of 3.56%, which equates to $1.06 on a very low volume of 167 shares traded. Top 5 percentage falls. We saw OO, UBP, HJPN, MBR, and RBTZ. So OO's the BetaShares Crude Oil ETF. That's currency hedged and synthetic. I've done a video on that one, so check it out. A smaller ETF, almost $21 million market cap, I should say. Dividend yield's pretty low, 1.48, even if it pays a dividend. I'm not sure if it still pays a dividend. We saw a fall today of 1.27%, which equates to 25 cents. Reasonable volume of 12,600 shares traded, so it looks like people are getting out of oil. Sort of looking at those more stable ETFs, I suppose, more stable options. So let's crack on now and have a look at our top dollar rises. We saw IBV, SPY, UBU, VTS, VISM. So for those who've forgotten, IBV is the iShares S&P 500 ETF and quite a popular ETF. So seeks to track the price and yield performance of the US large cap stocks. So all the big companies in the States. Quite a large ETF. This one is $3.1 billion market cap or thereabouts. Dividend yield is pretty small, 1.67%, but Morningstar gives this a gold rating, so it's quite highly rated. Good ETF for diversification. So we saw a rise today of $2.21, which equates to 0.53% on pretty good volume. We saw 10,700 shares traded. So some people getting into America, the States. Top $5 falls. We saw IHVV, IAA, VSO, ITW, UBP. The IHVV is actually the hedged version of IBV, which we spoke about in the previous slide. So just to recap, that's the iShares S&P 500 AU hedged. So it wants to track the index, so pretty much exactly the same as IVV. So looking at tracking the top 500 largest US companies. This one's a relatively small ETF, so it has about $166 million market cap. Better dividend yield than IVV. You get 2.81% or thereabouts. So Morningstar still give this one quite a good rating as well, so it gets a gold rating as well. Today we saw a fall in $1.07, which equates to 0.3%. Pretty low volume for this one, not very active today. We saw 765 shares traded. Top 5 number of trades. We saw STW, VAS, IVV, VAP, and VEU. So STW is the State Street Spider S&P ASX 200 fund. And that one's designed to provide low portfolio turnover, so that should actually give you accurate index tracking, and with those two combined we should get a low cost. We have rough market cap of $3.7 billion. You get a reasonable dividend out of this one of 4.36%, thereabouts. Morningstar given STW a rating of bronze, which isn't too bad. We saw 212 trades today. Looks like some people getting out of Australian shares. As the previous slide, we sort of saw some action, people moving into America. We saw a fall of 2 cents, which equated to 0.03%, so selling on the downside. Top 5 for volume. Saw bond, STW, BIF, AAA, IDH. So bond is the State Street Spider S&P ASX Australia Bond Fund. And that one closely tracks returns of the ASX fixed interest index. Relatively small ETF. This one has a market cap of $32 million or thereabouts. Dividend yield of 2.36% when I checked last. Volume, we saw a volume today of 251,300 shares traded. On the upside, so looks like people are buying in, as we saw a rise of 5 cents, which equates to 0.18%. Top 5 for value. We saw STW, bond, VIF, AAA, and IVV. So STW, the value today trading was $7.7 million. As mentioned before, sort of a bit of a down day for the Australian market, so people moving a little bit of money outside Australian ETFs. Let's crack on into our spotlight. So this is a pretty new ETF, only come on the boards late in March from memory. So investment objectives, REIT gives the investor access to a diversified portfolio of international property securities from developed markets, excluding Australia, with returns hedged in Australian dollars. REIT aims to provide investment returns before fees and other costs that track the performance of the index. Why would we buy this? The ETF should give the investor geographical diversification, income and growth potential, which is kind of what we're looking for, depreciation in the value of our shares, and some money in our pocket. Will give the investor access to investments in overseas property. So it's currency hedged as well, so you will take advantage of that situation. So simple, cost-effective access to a diversified portfolio of around 300 international REITs via a single trade. Access to subsectors not found in Australia, such as hotels and resorts, healthcare REITs, and specialised REITs, including self-storage and data warehouses. Those type of things are starting to come on the market now in Australia, but not as large a market as in the international sphere anyway. So we can see a net asset value closed the market yesterday was $20.31. We can see we closed out today just above that 2020 market cap of $2.4 million. Very, very reasonable management cost of 0.43%. Pays a dividend quarterly, January, April, July, October. Hasn't paid a dividend yet, but projected dividend is roughly 3.85%, but we'll sort of see how that goes, see if they actually come through on their projections. So property has allowed many fortunes to be made by developers and investors globally. Many of these people have built their empires by investing in real estate beyond the Australian shores. A listed real estate investment trusts enable small investors to access property without having to invest huge sums of money that are involved in buying property directly. Investing for income by building a portfolio that includes different types of assets, classes which are globally diversified as a way of reducing investment risk. So REIT may be a good option to achieve diversification. Typically, these type of ETFs or just single REITs in general are used more by income investors. So, I think this one might be something to look at if you're looking at creating an income investment portfolio. Also have a look at rent, DJRE and SLF. There's not a lot of global ETFs that focus on international property. So SLF is actually an Australian one, so that's probably, you want to check out the first two first before you look at the third one. I think I've reviewed most of those anyway, so go back through the old videos and check out the reviews. So as mentioned before, it's really hasn't run that long. Inception date down below, 29th of March 2019. So you've been a bit of up and down. I mean, if you invested in it, then you wouldn't have lost a great deal of money. But like I said, it's so early days that we wouldn't even be worrying about those things. The top 10, a lot of these companies never heard of them before because they're all international. Mainly be based in America is my guess. I think the 60-odd%, I think, of these REITs are actually in America. So you got Simon's Property Group, Prologix, Public Storage, Bell Tower, Avalon Bay, Equity Residential, Nirvana Via, how the hell do you say that? Link, I think Link's in Japan, Digital Retail Trust, and Ventus Inc. So I haven't really heard any of those, but definitely worth a look. I think this one, if you're looking to build a diversified income portfolio anyway. Hi guys, yes, this is our little standard disclaimer. I do not know your personal circumstances, and this is not financial advice. I'm not trying to promote any particular thing here. It's educational and just showing you guys what's out there and what the possibilities are. So please take that into consideration. My mission is to crack your financial sky by demystifying the world of finances. We're here to give you information so you guys can do that. Give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe, smash the bell so you know when all the videos are coming. Hopefully we're helping out with the information we're providing and at least giving you guys a little bit of encouragement to go out and have a look and take charge of your own financial world. Ciao.